Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another week of Cosmic Classroom. Super excited to chat with you guys again, as per usual. Today, we're actually going to talk about Mars. And the reason why is because we are now in Aries season. And so Mars and Aries are like best buddies. Mars rules Aries, Aries rules over Mars. Basically, there's a way to say that. I always get them confused back and forth, but there is a proper way to use them. Anyway, the energy of Mars is home in Aries because they are in partnership rulership. So basically, what this means is that the Mars in our charts will be very active, or we might be noticing that the energy of our Mars will be more heightened during this time. And so I wanted to do a cosmic classroom today around I wanted to show you right here. Okay, so this is Mars, and Mars rules things like our anger, our aggression. It's a very dominant yang energy. And so we can think of Mars as being a little bit more yang in terms of like, how do we use our energy? Mars is typically more of a yang planet, likes to be in those masculine energies. It does give us more action, movement, drive, stamina, and it also rules over our sexual energy. So you know that like classic saying that's like men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and obviously, so it's just I guess it's not a very politically correct term nowadays, and I'm sure there's a better way we could describe that, but Mars is a Martian planet, and it is typically shown as like the male energy for a few reasons. And Venus is more of that Venusian, like beauty, feminine vibe. So there's a difference in them. And so you might notice that you're feeling more energetic, and for that reason, we want to look to our Mars. So what would it be like if we were looking at our Mars planets, and like what would that mean individually for us? So now if you look, you can see this beautiful chart, which some of you who are in Cosmic Kiddos will already have seen this, because I made this as a way for parents to look and see what their kids' Mars are in. But it's also a really good way to look at your own Mars, okay? So you can use this for anyone. So if you have an Aries Mars, you're probably faster, quicker, to the point, maybe a little impatient. Frustration can build. It's a very like reactive energy with Aries, and it's like, let's go. It's home in Aries. So Mars rules Aries. It can work really well here. And there are both shadows and lights to everything. So the higher frequency of this is really being able to use the motivation, that fire, that moving towards something, which can be very quick, to the point, leader, let's go, let's make this happen, just do it energy. And then you've got Taurus, which is more about that steady, sturdy, slow, stern, very loyal, focused, but like calm, and goes the distance when it's in Mars. So on one hand, Taurus is like the bull, and it can be very stubborn, and that can cause those anger parts of that Mars. But it's also like, no, I'm in this for the long haul. My feet are planted. I know what I have to do to get what I want or move in the direction I desire. And that can also be like a stubborn energy, but it's good, right? I also like put here as like a plant, because plants take time, right? They need nourishment to grow. They need constant or consistency to see the fruits of the labor or the growth. And that is really Taurus and Mars. Gemini, this one I know well. This is my Mars, and it's in my third house. So this is why I talk all over the place and have a little bit of a brain that sort of would be described as probably ADHD, but I have my Mars in Gemini, and it's very chaotic, very back and forth, here, there, this, that, I want to do that, here. And it's the multitasker. Does it always multitask well? No, but it can have multiple things going at once. It's very uncommon for me personally to be able to like sit down with nothing, no sound on. Like that's just like too quiet. I need some like stimulation. Now, that being said, it can also be overstimulated, right? And that's where that chaoticness comes from. But lots of ideas, very social butterfly energy. And the juggler, they've got lots of things going at once. Their energy is kind of here, there, and everywhere. A Mars in Cancer is very nurturing and caring, very sensitive, loyal, and very protective. So I put this as like a mama bear energy. So the energy is very, if you think of a mama bear, like, you know, yes, they're gonna pour into others, but if you cross that line, oh boy, I think a lot of you are moms and you know exactly that energy that I'm talking about. Nah, you do not cross a mama bear, right? And that's that Cancer Mars energy. It's like, don't even. But I will nurture you and I will be here and I will support you. But if you cross that line, watch out. Um, Leo is that like this is a very performative energy with Mars in Leo because it's like, yes, like it can be expressive, it can be bold, brave, sassy, confident, all those things, very creative. But also very generous and giving. So it's almost like Mars Leo is like, I'm gonna give myself. I am the present. Like that's very like Mars Leo energy. It's like, let me show up on reels and just be like, boom, in your face. Or like those YouTubers that are like, hey guys, what's up? I don't do this. Sometimes I do, but like it's like those YouTubers who are like, welcome back to my YouTube channel, like in your face, like say it with your chest, like very like Mars and Leo energy. Big, bold, yes. The boss, that person who's like on the stage who can command the room with their energy, but also bring in like a sense of like generosity to it, a heart-led action, I should say. Virgo is that helper and the healer, and it's also can go into that perfectionism. So a Mars and Virgo energy would probably be more on the side of like, I'm going to use my energy towards helping others and also could even be like editing, writing, anything in terms of like getting to the details or organizing. Actually, like seeing someone who's like a professional organizer, Mars and Virgo, 100%, because you're helping someone else, you're being of service to someone else, but you're also like minimalism, like space, like the detail of things is very important. And then it's almost like they can like get into the details with the Mars there. It's like, let me hyper focus on this. Let me focus on this. Let's change it. A Mars in Virgo can get a little judgmental and like focus a lot on perfectionism qualities. So something to keep in mind. Mars in Libra is that mediator, someone who's like keeping the peace, connected to equality and justice, a little bit more chill and passive energy. It's like, okay, how can we see both sides here with the Mars in Libra? But I also see this as like, if someone has like a strong Mars in Libra, like they're either working in terms of like counseling maybe or like working in the courts, like almost like divorce court or something to do with equality and like balance. Like they have that energy in there to be that like the equalizer, like the equalizer, I guess. Yeah. Scorpio, intense, powerful, deep, direct, the researcher. So Jen was the example that I used in this. Someone who can go very deep and pull out the truth. That is Scorpio. And it can like, it, when you think of the Scorpio, it has that like the stinger on the end. And so because it's like, I see this darkness, let me bring it to light. Mars there is like, let me just like get in there and pull it out. And that can be a lot for people to understand or feel into, can be very uncomfortable sometimes. But that Mars and Scorpio is like, we're going deep. We're figuring out the why here, and I'm going to pull it out, right? Um, and Sagittarius in Mars is very explorative, very kind of, again, it's like sort of all over the place, wants to take in lots of different information, probably very much so appreciates travel and experience. A very optimistic, they need to move, energy of movement, moving around. You know, a lot of us are feeling antsy right now because we haven't gone on many trips recently, and Mars, if someone has like a Mars in Sagittarius, like that would be very important for them, like traveling, going and doing different things and switching things up. Mars in Capricorn is that builder. So, like, the definition of the goat, like getting up the mountain. I have what I need in my pack. I can do this. Very focused, goal oriented, and driven. Like, um, I watched Squid Games. I don't know if anyone watched that, but the one man who gets like pretty far in the end, he's not the main character, but he's I don't want to give spoilers, but he's a main character, but he's not the main character. I was like, this guy's a Capricorn. Like, he's got this like nice gentle heart, but then he's also like, get me, like, cutthroat. That to me is like a Mars in Capricorn. Like, you want to come on this journey with me? I will help you, but like, you better stay focused and eye on the prize. That's a Mars and Capricorn energy. Mars in Aquarius is what we're experiencing right now. So it's asking us to innovate, right? It's very connected to spiritual, cosmic, astrological information. What I'm doing right now is Mars in Aquarius. I'm using the energy of Aquarius to get something out there. We use technology through Mars and Aquarius. We use things like, um, you know, actually, even like a Tesla is like a very Mars and Aquarius, or I guess Elon Musk energy. It's like, how can we innovate using what we already have and do it in a different way that helps us kind of like think towards the future? Um, yeah, and it can also be very focused energy. It can be kind of like off. It's in its own space, like doing its own thing, focusing on its own work, to give to the collective. Pisces is all about going with the flow. So this is literally like Dory in the middle of the ocean, just like, I'm going to use my energy towards being creative, carefree, connecting empathically, just like swimming out here. Like, what's happening? Wow, look at this. Like, look at that. Like, very, very imaginative and very connected to using energy towards, you know, humanitarian ideas, focuses, all the things. I was actually just on a live this morning talking to Olivia from the Spiritual Journalist, and she does daily transits. And we were talking about Mars in Pisces because this is going to come up soon. And she had mentioned a friend she has Mars and Pisces, and she's always helping the homeless in California where she lives. And it's like, that's a really good example because it's like someone who is using their energy towards helping humans, right? The emotional connection to something. So let's say someone's a writer and they have Mars and Pisces, like, this person is going to really feel into what they're talking about or what they're doing, right? It's that emotional, energetic component. But it's also just like, where can we go next? Like, where do I feel like going next? I'm not going to make plans because, like, where do I feel like I want to go? Where do I want to flow? So those are Mars through the signs, and I will leave you guys with that this week. I think it's really a cool way to kind of look at your own Mars and see where this might be for you, other people in your life, something else, a way that you could take this deeper. And I know we haven't covered this yet, but what we will eventually talk about in one of these sessions, and as you're learning astrology, what you can start to look at is, okay, so Courtney's Mars is in Gemini, and let's say Jen's Mars is in Scorpio. How would those Mars signs get along? When we're thinking in terms of compatibility, it does get pretty deep, but there are ways to think of this. Are they squaring one another? Are they opposites to one another? Are they sextiling? Like, how far apart are they on the chart? And would they be beneficial? Now, a Scorpio and a Gemini energy are the two signs that get the most amount of hate, stereotypically speaking, in terms of the astrological world. So one of them is a bit more lighthearted and fun, and the other one goes really deep. But together, what they could do is they could help each other, in a sense, kind of form some balance or bring some lightheartedness to the deep truth. And so that's a way of looking at that. But let's say you have a a Leo Mars and then someone has an Aquarius Mars. Those are directly opposite energies, right? They oppose one another. And so there would be similarities to them, but it would also cause like that opposites attract or like opposites not getting along and needing to learn about that. But let's say you have a Mars Virgo and someone close to you has a Mars Libra. Well, they're right next to each other. They're sister signs, right? And so there might be a cool dynamic there that they might be able to work together with, right? And so that's something to also think about in terms of like your kids. What is your Mars in terms of your child, right? And like, how do you feel that plays out? Take it one step further. What house is it in? Right? And then try to go from there. So that's what I wanted to mention this week. I would love to hear where your Mars is in the comments below and also how you feel this resonates for you. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed that one. I will talk to you all later and have an amazing week. Happy Aries season. And yeah, we'll chat soon.